All right, guys, we are recording, so let's make sure everyone is muted. All right, so I'm super excited. Tonight we have SheriLyn Alcala jumping on, and she is amazing. She is a top income earner, and she's going to hop on in about 15 minutes. So we're just going to, together as a team, talk for the first 15 minutes, go over some things that are going on, and then SheriLyn will jump on. So I know there's a ton of new people on here, and I can't see all of your faces at once, unfortunately. But if you are new, welcome to the team. We are very excited to have you. You definitely joined the most amazing thing ever, and you joined at the right time. You are definitely in the right place at the right time. So there's some big, exciting things that are going on, and conference is coming up, which we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But with conference coming up and stuff, there's going to be new announcements, new things coming out. Like, you guys have no idea the exciting things that are going to be coming over the next couple of months. So welcome to the team. If you are super new and you feel a little overwhelmed, just know that that's normal. We are all here to help you. There's 55 people on this right now that are here to help you. So just know that you are never going to be left alone, and we are always here to help. So top leaders, feel free to unmute yourself at any time if you have something else to say. And I guess we'll just jump right into it because we only have 15 minutes before SheriLyn gets on. Sound good? Cool. Okay. So, oh gosh. Krista, you want to jump in for a second? I have a new girl trying to get on. I just want to help her. Oh, I might have to unmute you. Okay, go ahead.
Hey guys. Okay, so we just kind of wanted to go over the basics just because we do have so many new people on here. One of the biggest things that we're getting asked a lot is about auto ship. Do I have to run it? I understand a lot of you are joining this business because you want to make extra money and you don't have the money to have an auto ship running. So there is more than one ways to be commission qualified. So to be commission qualified, you have to have an 80 BV auto ship running every single month. For instance, like I use, if you use the products a lot, you're going to want to keep, reordering the same products. So like I have in my auto ship my coffee, my cleanser, my toner, or whatever other product I'm running out of. But if you can't afford to do that yet, then you just want to make sure that you have 150 PBV. And that means that those customers that are directly underneath you, their orders have to add up to 150 PBV. If they're at 150 PBV, you're commission qualified. So you have to have either or in order to be paid every single month on the 15th.
So we always say, of course, when you first start, if you can't, you just bought the business builder kit. If you can't afford the 80 BV auto shipment, we understand. But just know that it is super important for your business. And rather than spending $80 at Chili's a month, you could be spending $80 on your business, getting results with these products, having products to take pictures with. And when people see that you're using the products, you are going to sell them a lot easier. So just kind of, I guess when it comes to that, try to prioritize and realize that that really is going to benefit your business. Plus, you're going to feel a lot better because you're going to get great results. So, bringing that back to being a product of the product, it is so important. I can't even tell you guys how my customers, my sales have skyrocketed ever since getting my own before and after pictures. It's so much easier when you're talking to someone and you're talking, whether my pictures are weight loss pictures. So when I'm talking to people about weight loss products, when I send myself and I send my own before and after pictures, it means a lot more to that customer than it does me sending Christy's before and after pictures. So just being a product of the product, super important. And if you're super new, that's why getting your four loyal customers in your first 30 days is such a huge accomplishment. And that's your first goal, because that's how you're going to get your $100 in free product credit. So $100 worth of products of your choice is another thing that's just going to help you make more sales. So definitely make sure that you achieve that first goal of getting those 4 loyal customers within your first 30 days. All right, another thing, let's check off because I'm like a scatterbrain. So
what about fast?
That's the next thing I was going to say. Guys, I'm going to kind of go through this with the basics because it's kind of something that's, I don't know. It's a way to make a lot of money with this company, but I don't want to confuse you. So guys, when you are signing up new distributors, that is the best way to make money with this business. When you're signing new distributors up and you help them get their first 4 loyal customers in their first 30 days, you're going to make $100 bonus. So those weekly bonuses that you see us all sharing all the time, that's by helping new teammates get started and helping them get jump started and get those 4 customers. And that's why, guys, that's your first goal. Like, we want you guys to obviously make a paycheck, and that's how you get bonuses. So if you have friends, you have family, no matter who it is, random strangers on Instagram, guys, everyone wants this business opportunity. This is a way to make money from Instagram. Like Megan, she's probably on here, but I can't see everyone. She said to me, she texted me what her paycheck was today. And she was like, all from Instagram. I'll take it. Like, guys, we're making money off talking to people every day from our phones. It's just so simple. So definitely don't get in your own heads. Like, people want this business. And for you to help people get started is going to make you a killing too. So definitely signing up customers and signing up distributors is equally as important. But just know, when you sign up distributors, you have the potential to make $100 weekly bonuses. And I remember at one point, Celeste was making more in weekly bonuses than she was in her commissions check because she was just going crazy. So guys, you can make so much money weekly. It's so awesome. All right, let's talk about conference because a lot of people are confused. So when I think of explaining conference, all I think of is the best thing ever. Like, literally, it's so much fun. It's, I think, 2 days, but they usually do a fun little thing. So it's like about 3 days. And it's in Tampa, Florida. And basically, we all just get to hang out and go watch a convention with, like, the top leaders on stage. You're hearing the most incredible stories. You are, just so inspired. You hear things that, I've been with this business, it was 3 years a couple days ago, and I still, every time we go to conference, I learn something new. I hear a different story that I've never heard before, and it's amazing. Like Ashley Renaud, she was a full-time nurse, and every time, I've heard her story a million times. Every time I hear it, I cry. She talks about how she remembers being at the hospital in the bathroom crying, watching her son on FaceTime play baseball because she was always working when he had baseball games. And it literally makes me cry. I've heard it a million times and I still cry. So it's just it's just so inspiring. You get to hear tips from other leaders that we might not know, or stories from other people that we've never heard. And it's just crazy. And some crazy things always get announced. We usually come out with a new product or 2 at conference, always new promotions, new bonuses, just like, it's so incredible. I remember, not the last year, but the year before, I went to conference as a diamond. That month I promoted to double, and then 2 months after that I promoted to triple diamond. So it just pumps you up, and you just go crazy and move up the ranks like crazy. I see in the chat. Were you ever at a point in your life when you were discouraged and felt like you weren't making a lot of money like you wanted to? Yeah, in the beginning, I definitely felt like that, and I'm sure everyone on here can relate to that. But you just have to grow your mindset. If you're not growing your mind, you're not growing your paycheck. And, if you are always thinking, I'm not making any money with this, I'm not succeeding, I'm not enrolling customers, I'm not enrolling distributors, that's exactly what's going to happen to you. You're not going to enroll anyone. You're not going to make any money, because what you put out there is what happens. I say this a million times, and I'm going to say it again. I always think of things, and then I'm sure all of you guys can relate to this. You think of something, and then it happens, and then you're like, I'm psychic, and I'm definitely psychic. Everyone knows that I'm psychic, and I'm psychic. No, it's just the law of attraction. You put it out there, and things happen. And I can tell you, I used to think that was the most BS thing ever. And then a couple months ago, Nayara was like, I was just dreaming of money. I just kept saying, money is flowing to me, money is flowing to me. She's like, and I got a check in the mail for like, it was a real lot of money, because her taxes were done wrong last year. She didn't even know it was coming. She got a check for over $10,000 because her taxes were done wrong the year before. And I was like, you know what? If Nay could get a check like that, I could get a check like that. And I was like, money is just coming to me. It's just flowing at me. And we got a check in the mail for $2,000 from selling our house in Wolcott because they messed up with our escrow. So guys, it's like crazy, but it's so true. Put it out there and the universe will give it back to you. So if you have not watched The Secret on Netflix, you definitely have to watch it. Celeste and I watch it like daily. And just a little fun tip, when you get in a funk, have a little dance party. Celeste and I listen to Freaky Friday by Chris Brown. That's our song. And we just put it on. Megan's smiling because she always Snapchats us. We just put it on, put our phones down it's like a 1 minute and 30-second song. We put our phones down and we just dance. And we pick up the dogs and we dance and have a good time. And then it's like, okay, we chilled out. Time to get back to work. So definitely pop on The Secret if you're having some thoughts like that. All right. I need to send SheriLyn the code. So, Christy, do you want to talk about, like, when you're new, getting discouraged when you're hearing, like, no or not signing people up right away?
Sure. So I know it's really discouraging, like when you first start and you are talking to tons of people and they're saying no. Don't get down because it's perfectly normal. We all started from the same position that you're in, and it's perfectly normal to be told no. So for all those no's, those are all going to turn into yes eventually. People want to watch you and they want to see your business grow. So as long as you're posting consistently daily, you're following up with people, eventually those no's will turn into yeses. And and just don't like sit on those no's. Grow your Captivate if you have an iPhone. Grow your following if you have a Droid. I don't know what app you use, but just make sure you're growing your following daily and talking to new people every single day, because not only are you talking to new people that could be potentials, but you're also having new people watch you and watch your business grow and check out what you're selling or what you're doing. So you just constantly want to grow your following, always posting, and just like Nicole said, like self-develop. Like when I get, there's days that I don't sign one person and I get really down. It's normal to feel that way, but I just turn on self-development and I just get my mind right and I don't give up. Like I won't give up until I at least sign one person. And it just changes your mindset. Like just watch, like I go to YouTube, type in self-development. Grant Cardone is awesome. There's a bunch of other great YouTube videos. It just changes your mind, gets it right. And, and if you keep saying it out loud, like I am going to enroll someone, I am a mass enroller, I want 5 LCs today, it will happen. It's crazy. It sounds crazy, but that's how it just happens. So just be positive and, just keep working hard and don't give up because people say no.
I always say no means not right now.
Yes.
And that's why posting is so important, guys. Like, I can't even tell you how many people say no to me, and then they end up messaging me months later. So just know that no means not right now. They don't really know what you're doing yet. But once you start posting and sharing every day and they see those result pictures every single day, that's when you're going to see the success. All right, I just sent the code to SheriLyn. Let's see. I think I'll get a notification when she pops on. Patiently waiting. Probably should have sent it a little sooner. All right, guys. So I did ask a bunch of those questions in the group. So I have all the questions written down, and I'm just going to go through them. I don't want to keep SheriLyn waiting or keep her all night. She's got 3 kids and a little baby. So I'll just go through the questions quick. You guys can feel free to ask questions. If I don't get to yours, don't be upset with me. Oh, she's on. How come I don't see her?
I'm here. Can you see
Oh,
me?
there you are. Hi. Oh, it's because John's name is first. I was going to ask.
I don't know how to edit that.
I was like sitting, waiting. Okay. So hi, thank you for getting on.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So SheriLyn is incredible. So I'm gonna have you just start, kind of tell us your story and where you've gone with It Works, and we can see your beautiful house behind you. So that's one thing. All right, go ahead.
Great. Oh, well, yay. Well, thank you for having me. And, I definitely don't take it lightly. I know that I'm always so particular over who pours into my team. And so thank you, Nicole. And then for you guys, just know how lucky and just blessed you guys are to have a leader that does this type of thing. I just always think back, and I remember when I joined, it was about 4 years ago, but like we did not have Zooms, we did not have trainings. It was kind of just like fend for yourself, hop on the corporate calls. And so even now, not a lot of teams do this. Get in bed, Juliana. My daughter, she got busted. I'm not normally out here. People laugh because I'm like, I'm not seen. I'm like 7:30 because it's 7:48 here, but 7:30 bedtime. In your room now. Yeah. I'm like in bed, and even in the summer when like the sun's up still, I'm like, no, mommy's got to get done. We go to bed at 7:30. Anyways, okay, so I'll get started. But yeah, so I joined It Works 4 years ago, and at the time, my daughters were 1 and 2 years old. And it's funny because I think back to like when I joined and like where I was in life, and I was a stay-at-home mom. But I was definitely always like a hard worker. My undergrad is in psychology and sociology. So I had a double bachelor's. And so I started my master's and then never finished it because got pregnant, we moved. And so I was like, I'll just wait and see. And so our girls were born and I was staying home with them. And I assumed, I would like stay home maybe till they were in school. I wasn't really sure, but things were tight and got tight really quick. And my husband is an equity trader. So he works like Wall Street, trading stocks basically. And he had a great job. But when you're like a family of 4, the things were definitely tight. We lived paycheck to paycheck. And so we didn't have debt. We've been married, oh gosh, I don't know, like 13 years. But even when I joined, when we've been married 9 years, or maybe we've been married 14 years. I actually don't know. Oh my goodness, that's horrible. It's mom brain. My baby still doesn't sleep through the night, so I'm gonna just blame it all on that. But anyways, I'm like really old compared to this team, I'm sure, because like I always joke, and I'm like, one of the triples on my team, she's like, these toddlers are like rocking it. Like that's what she says about like Cassie and they like, what are they doing? So we always joke, we're like, the toddlers are just doing so good. We gotta do what they're doing. Cause
I remember when I did your Zoom, and I was like, I'm like older than the other ones, and you're like, how old are you? And I was like 26. You're like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Mid-30s over here, but that's okay. I know when everyone was sharing those like stories, I was like, if you want to put I'm 24, you can totally put that instead of like 34. Like I'll be fine. No, but so anyways, we were just kind of living, like paycheck to paycheck. And I remember telling my husband, I was like, okay, I really want to put Jocelyn in dance class when she turns 3, and talking to him one day, and I'll never forget him looking at me and saying, babe, what envelope is that coming from? So we had always lived on the Dave Ramsey envelope system our whole marriage, because of John, not because of me. And so like, it's like, was money in the envelopes, like we paid cash for everything, but it's like I knew I had $50 a week for spending, and that was like everything, even with the kids, and like so anyways, basically, oh my goodness, y'all, I have to hop off and get on John's Zoom because my team's power hour is going on right now.
I think, will this mess it up, Nicole?
Yeah.
If I'm on my Zoom and our team does the power hour at this time?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna get on John's Zoom right now. I can actually have him pull it up. Hold on. Ah!
Mom brain. Amber can relate. Amber says it to me all the time.
It's really a thing. It never goes away either.
Someone else said it to me recently too, but I can't think of who it was. Megan. It was Megan.
Just X out.
She was probably supposed to start a power hour and forgot. So she's probably starting it on another computer and coming back.
JJ says hi. He just got it back. He's clean.
Hi!
Okay, good thing I'm a fast talker. This will be quick. I for that mishap. All of a sudden, my team's like, we can't get on your Zoom. I'm like, oops. Okay.
Well, I don't plan on keeping you long, so that's good.
Okay, so anyways, paycheck to paycheck was where we were at. He told me we didn't have the extra money to put our daughter in dance, and that was the first time I realized, whoa, things are tight. I was like, we don't have $8 a month to put my daughter in dance, and that's when I guess it just really hit me, like, whoa, things are tight, you know. Like I grew up danced through college. I was a dance instructor, so I was just like, I can't put my kid in dance class. Like, this is crazy. And I remember just sitting in my car going, Lord, show me a way to make extra money. Like, there's got to be something I can do. I have these 2 babies that are 1 and 2. I couldn't go get a job. Didn't really matter. I had a degree, you know. I had 2 kids. And so that's kind of where I was at. And it wasn't long after a friend I went to Bible college with was posting on Instagram. And she had just joined It Works. And she was posting before and after photo, like major, like 4 years ago, whatever year that was, 2014 Instagram style, before and after belly pictures just like blowing up. And I remember at first I was like, what is Anne doing? Like, and you know, I mean, this is like a little extra stuff. Like her husband was on The Bachelor. He actually like won a season. So like she was on it too. So like, they're kind of like, you know, I don't know if I would say celebrity, but like, they're like the people when you have a baby, it's in like People magazine, you know? And so her and I mean, no, or at least Us Weekly, you know, and no one cares if I have a baby. So, you know, she was kind of like celebrity-ish, not celebrity, but you know, whatever. So I always like thought that was kind of fun. And we did Bible college together when we were like young. So I was like, what is Anne doing? Like, I know she wouldn't do something like weird, but this is like these belly pictures. And so it was intriguing. And so I just kind of followed her for maybe, you know, maybe a week had passed, maybe 2 weeks had passed. And at one point I was like, she is going to get unfollowed. Like her son, Noah, he's cute, but he's not that cute to like me have to see the tummies. Okay. And so like at one point, and then I'm super skeptical. And so I was like zooming in. I'm like, is the belly button the same? Cause like if you post a not accurate before and after, like I can totally figure it out. I'm like, no, the belly button, you zoomed it in, sister, like messed up, or, you know, lighting, or if it's pixelated, you know? So I was just like really intrigued by these photos. And finally, it's a good thing I'm a little compulsive, because although we didn't have the extra money, I was like, okay, I just, you know, my second baby was an emergency C-section. I had some funky things on my belly. I don't think it's appropriate to say, but my friend informed me that there's something called a fupa. You guys probably don't even know what that is unless you're a mom, but it's like a really horrible name for something, but I totally had one. And I was like, I got to get my stomach back. Don't Google it. You might get Urban Dictionary it. But anyways, and so good thing John's not in the room. But so that's where I was. So I really wanted to try the wraps. So I remember sending her a message and I was like, hey, like, how much are these wraps? You know, and back then she took me to email. Now you would probably text, or you could just DM or whatever, but then it was like still email. So she emailed me the info and told me how much, you know, the wraps cost. And I was like going back and forth, and she told me the loyal customer thing, and I was like, okay, you know, I wasn't thrilled about ordering for 3 months, but I was like, I really want to try these wraps like so bad. Surely I can pull some money from envelope, you know? And so I said yes, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try them. And right before she went to submit my order, I want to point out a few things. First of all, it was before and after pictures that caught my eye. So make sure you're utilizing those. And I know we don't want to make our Instagrams look not cute. I'm right there with you, but don't be scared to drip them in. Definitely utilize your stories. Like, that's what got me. Had she posted even about a business opportunity, I don't think that would have got me, although I did need that. I just don't even know if I would have read all the words to the story of it. Like, I was more like a quick scroller, you know? But the pictures for sure caught my eye. And so that, number one, just I want to point that out. And then secondly, when she was about to enroll me, she said, do you want to go to my website or would you like me to enroll you? And I said, oh, you enroll me. So I gave her my info. Don't be scared to get people's information. Because here's the thing. In my head, I'm like, who is going to give me their credit card number? Oh my gosh, like, who is stupid enough to give me their social? But people do it. So just take it and enroll them and shred it afterwards, because people will do it. And when they do, it's 100% like close rate versus having to be like, let me follow up. Hey, girl, did your order go through? Like, of course it didn't. You would know if it did. But, you know, just trying to think of, hey, you know, like reasons to follow up. When you get their info, so many people, like, especially where I was, I had like a 1 and 2 year old that's like, yes, please enroll me. I can barely work my computer, you know? And so I gave her my info. And then the third thing I want to point out is this is like the question that literally changed my life. And I think about it so often is right before she submitted my info, she goes, hey, just to throw it out there, in case you're open, you know, to extra income or know anyone that would be interested in products, for only $40 more, you could become a distributor and still get the wraps you want to try. And that's what she said to me. And I remember thinking, $40 more, like, had she not asked me, I would not be here today. I could tell you 100% with every ounce of my being, like, I would have never been like, hey, tell me about that business. Like, I had never sold anything. Like, I got married young, like 21 years old. Like, I had not, you know, got married, like, had kids, like, I would not, like, had never sold anything. Like, that wouldn't even be something I would think about, like, the kind of jobs I had. Like, I taught dance, I coached gymnastics, like, that just would not have even crossed my mind. But her asking me that, do I have friends or family that are interested? Maybe, you know, I started to think of, like, who can I sucker? Okay, like, my mom will always say yes. My best friend, Kate, will buy anything, you know? And so had she not asked me, so what that has reminded me is in this business, I ask anybody. I don't care if they're asking me about hair, skin, and nails. I offer the business. I'm like, yeah, girl, you wanting to grow out your hair or grow out your hair and make money? You know, like, oh yeah, you want to try the coffee, or are you also open to extra income? Like, always offer the business. Had she not offered it to me, like, I wouldn't be here. Okay. So that is the next thing. So I said, sure. I signed up. Did I have buyer's remorse? Of course. Had I bought a pair of shoes at Nordstrom's, I would have been back there to return them, you know, but I didn't. And so I was signed up. And I remember my husband got home from work and I'm like bawling. So I'm like, he's going to kill me. We don't have the $100 for wraps. Like, I totally took that money out of, I think it might've been, I normally didn't steal from the electricity envelope because I didn't want our light shut out, but I for sure like stole from like the lawnmower, like that one, like the gardener envelope. So it's like I taken the money from some other envelope, you know, on our envelope system. And I remember crying and he was like, okay, how much did you spend, babe? You know, and I was like $100. And he like was like, well, okay, you spend that, you know, in Starbucks. So, not Starbucks, Target. You spend that, I don't spend that at Starbucks. Maybe like in a week I would, but definitely not, you know, a day. But I spent that in Target. So he's like, you know, so you got the wraps, you really wanted to try it. I was like, yeah. And he's like, so what happens if you want to quit? And I was like, there's no cancellation fee. So he's like, well, I just say you got the wraps. If it doesn't work out, you know, you can quit. Like, it's okay. Calm down. So he was really cool about it. And that was kind of where I was. And then I wasn't like, let me go do this business. But I remember like 2 days later, she's like, hey, if you want at the time $120 shopping spree, get 4 customers and you'll earn that. So I say this now to tell you guys, we just had a promo. Hopefully everybody signed up somebody. I get asked all the time, how do you launch your DTs? For me, I keep it simple. Step 1, let's get them the shopping spree. Let's get you your fast start. And if you're diamond and above, your caps, right? So I don't want to like go crazy, send them Ruby charts, send them, like I literally keep it beyond simple. Hey, let's get you 4 customers. Let's get you your shopping spree. Because for me, free product, that's what I joined for. That totally like spoke to me. I always want a deal. And so I signed up my customers when she told me that. like on the spot. I wasn't planning on doing the business, but sign up the customers. And then I'll never forget, after I signed up the customers, she's like, okay, well now you need a distributor. And it's like, hold on, lady, like I don't have anyone that wants to sell. Like I can make people buy stuff. But she's like, no, if you get a distributor, and I was kind of like, I don't know about that. And so I didn't really like work for a distributor, but I had been added to a team page. So I remember one night, like I couldn't sleep. I was kind of surfing and I got added, and somebody that was a sideline sister that we were, I guess, all, I don't know, under, was having a Facebook party. So who does Facebook parties or has been on those? Those like Facebook events. Okay. I'm like, hopefully all of you, because I'm all about Facebook parties, because this is why. So I got added to the Facebook party and saw that there was a double diamond that had earned $25,000 in bonuses. And I remember being like, what? Oh, she was probably on The Bachelor too. She's a celebrity. Only celebrities can earn $25,000 in bonuses, right? So I didn't really care about the party, but I went to the chick's Facebook page. At the time, she had a normal number of friends. I might have even had more friends than her. It was Christina Watts. Now I would have been like, oh, she's a celebrity with 1 million followers. But at the time it wasn't. She was a double diamond, okay? And I was like, what? This mom? Like, no, she is so normal. Like, and I was looking and I was like, and she's got a kid. She's a 911 dispatcher. I was like, she got $25,000 in bonuses. She was not on The Bachelor, and I'm looking and I'm like, and I just couldn't stop thinking. Like, I didn't even really care about the party, but I was like, if this mom can do it, why can't I? Like, I'm outgoing, like maybe I could really make money. And I literally remember waking up John going, John, this mom just earned $25,000. Like, oh my gosh, like, do you think this is real? Because my upline was like, we were always like one rank apart. She had been in like 2 weeks longer than me. And so maybe she was executive, but I wasn't, so the bonuses spoke to me. So since that time, I'll tell you this, y'all, I had a Facebook party every single week until I went ambassador. Now my team, we do them twice a month, but I did them every week because this is why. Not only is it great for potentials, but in my head, I'm like, what about that distributor that doesn't know what she signed up for? Because I'm telling you, that party, being asked if I was open to extra income to do the business, and then being on that party were the two biggest, just like pivotal moments of my business. And so after that, I was like, I'm going it. And I just like went for it. And so I did do wrap parties like once a week, probably up to like double diamond. So once a week, I started like growing really locally. I was really big on utilizing my warm market. I think sometimes people throw out their warm market too soon. And they're just like, nope, no family and friends are interested. And like, I get that because I was told no by a lot of family and friends, but you can't tell me you're like every friend you have is not interested in every family member. And I'm not saying don't grow on social, don't grow cold market. Like that's like, of the distributors I enrolled for the special, 90% of them came from that. But like, I have signed up every family and friend that I meet. Like, if I'm like, if I'm around a new group of people, I'm like, oh yeah, how many of these kindergarten moms am I going to sign? They're going to all be selling by the end of the school year, because I feel like, why not? If you're out in life talking to people, why not be a hybrid and, sign up people, in real life, plus, people, on social media. And so I asked everybody. I started with my family. My mom told me no, she wouldn't do the business. She would only buy for me until I got my first paycheck. Then she joined. My sister-in-law is like my best friend, and she told me no for 2 weeks. And then finally when I go, Stacy, it's $99. Worst case, if we're not making money in a year, we'll quit. Best case, we're going to do what this 911 dispatcher did, and we'll get these crazy bonuses. And finally, Stacy said, that's when she said yes. If you do like color personalities, she's like a yellow. She's quiet. Her husband is John's brother, Joey. He's a pastor. So she's like a pastor's wife. She's like, we're just so like opposite personalities. Stacy's now a presidential diamond, like built for ambassador, like rocks his business. And we are so different. Like her team, they're all going on a leadership retreat this weekend. But I remember her, the first time she told me no, if I would have stopped, I wouldn't have had her on my team, right? And so I just asked everybody, and I started with people that I could meet in person if they didn't live in the same state and it was someone I went to school with or Bible school with. I picked up the phone. If I didn't feel close enough to pick up the phone, I text. Then I went to Facebook Messenger. Then I went through my Facebook list. And it might not sound like a lot, but what I did then was I was like 10 people a day. I'm asking 10 people a day to join my team, because I think you maybe can ask 10 people a day when you're asking people you know. Now, if I was on Instagram asking 10 people a day, I'd probably sign nobody. You got to ask a lot more than 10, so that's just different. But so don't throw out your warm market. One of my other best friends, Esty, she told me no for a solid year, y'all. And like my timeline Well, I'll get to that. But she told me no for a solid year. Now she's a triple diamond on my team, but for a year she watched. So I had a lot of people tell me no. None of the bridesmaids in my wedding do the business, but a lot of my other friends do because I asked and asked and asked. So that's basically what I did. And when I started the wrap parties, it helped because I was signing locally, so I would do it once a week. If sometimes nobody would come, sometimes people would come, and I would sit there and be like, and get to the average income chart and be like, and this is diamond and you get a $10,000 bonus because that's what it was then. And I'm like, and I will be earning that at the end of September. And like, I don't even know why I would say that, but I was so confident. And so that's where belief is huge. I literally was like, that girl can do it. I can do it. So I was like an executive telling people I was earning this $10,000 diamond bonus. And I don't know what would have happened had I not really earned it because I was so sure I was going to. But what happened? The end of September, I went diamond. So you had to go diamond in 3 months, got the $10,000 bonus. The next month went double diamond. Oh, there was no bonus. And I went double diamond on October 31st. But don't worry, they brought a bonus back November 1st that I didn't get. But that's okay. You win some, you lose some, right? So went double. I think triple diamond was 6 months. I was presidential on my 1 year. And then 18 months was ambassador. So I did do it super quick. But, when people say like, well, how did you do it? It's just like, I stayed excited. I asked and asked and asked. So that's kind of like the beginning journey, Nicole.
I love that. I love like a few things that you said. I mean, before and after pictures. I was a customer before too, and that's what got me. So again, like she said, we don't want to, make our pages look ugly, but that's what catches people's attention. Right now, we're so lucky to be able to have these stories, these Instagram stories and Facebook stories, but every once and again, like throw a before and after on your page because that's what really gets people's attention.
Yeah.
And all right, can you just talk to us a little bit about your Facebook parties? Like, do you go live right on your page? Do you make new groups?
So how I am, y'all, and this is so funny, and I'm like probably like abnormal with this, but like when people post like a 15-minute live, I'm like, no, I'm not going to watch that. Like, I just need to skim through and see what there is good. So I like Facebook parties, which mine are all public. So y'all could totally I could send you the link to the one I did last Thursday and you could check it out. Hopefully you can't hear my baby screaming, but he kind of has colic, and John always says from 7 to 10, JJ cusses John out in his ear because I normally do work stuff at night and JJ just screams for 3 hours every night. We don't know why, but he does.
Oh.
He's like, oh, he's going to cuss me out for the next 3 hours. But so with ours, what I do is I have different team members, like the day of the party, go live and tell their story. And I say, I want a 5-minute or less because if it works. So if people want to watch and hear testimonies, they can do that. And that way they can relate with my sister-in-law, who's a pastor's wife, or maybe they're going to relate with, president on my team, Danielle, who they have no kids. They live in Hollywood, travel, live the good life, right? They might relate to Kelly Brown, who's like a mom of 3 that always has spit up on her, or whatever. So I like having like the different stories, which are short. So we do that. And then my party is pretty much like old school posts. Okay. I've done all live ones where we've done that before, where people do the videos the whole time. And I just didn't feel like we signed as many, And so with these, like I've never had a Thursday night party where someone on my team didn't sign a DT, Like I think maybe 15 DTs we welcomed last Thursday. And normally the people who sign the DTs are who are inviting people, right? But then I use these parties. These are the number one way I seal the deal. If I can't seal the deal on Instagram or social media with my little blurb about it works, right? And they seem like they need more info, I have it in text replacement. Hey girl, here's a link to an online party I did earlier this month. I would love for you to click on it, click discussions, scroll to the bottom. You've got to read the post in numerical order backwards, but this will give you more info. If I can get somebody on the party to read, to see the bonuses, see all the people posting the bonuses, see about the wraps, see people posting about it, I consign them. If I can get them to get on the party and read through it, So that's what I love too, is my whole team uses these parties to seal the deal with. So all through the month, we're tagging people, hey girls, start here, and it's got like the 20 posts. So remind me, Nicole, and I'll send you Thursdays. We talked about the $45 deal, but anyway, so that's kind of how we do those.
I love that. That's definitely something that we can do more of on this team. I definitely slack in that department. All right, let's see. I mean, this is the basic question. Best loyal customer tips, how to pull in a lot of volume.
Okay. So I definitely think, and I'll share like 2 parts too with this. one has nothing to do with the question you asked me, but it might speak to some people. So when it comes to pulling in a lot of volume, I tell my team all the time, who are your babies? It's one thing, and maybe you can sign 50 customers on your own. I mean, you probably, like one of my girls, Natalie, she signed like 63 LCs last month, right? I think the most LCs I've ever signed in a month is like 15. So I'm like, whoa, like 63, you know? And no excuses. I could say, well, I've had babies the whole time I've done this business, but you know what? So has Christina Watts, you know, and Jade. So, hey, there's no excuses. But I think that's awesome. So number one, do what works for you. Like, so right now my team's doing a ton of host to post, and like they're rocking that out, right? I think stories, you can sign a ton. I'm big on polls because I love when they accidentally click. Like I had somebody that voted on mine, and I don't even check. If you vote on mine, you're going to get a message. And I don't even check to see if you're a network distributor. Because I'm like, if you vote on mine, you get a message. Like that gives me a total reason to like message you, because I just go through whoever votes, right? And they're like, hey girl, oh, I'm like a triple. Oh my gosh, you know? And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I saw you voted on my poll. She's like, oh yeah, you might want to move that to like the bottom left-hand corner. And I'm thinking, no girl, I'm gonna leave it right there flat in the middle. Because you know how many people are like, oh, I didn't mean to, but yeah, tell me about that. So I'm like, no, you want it right there where like a really good like yes is on the close to the right hand side, because I love when accidental clicks. I can't tell you how many accidental clicks I've signed up. So I love polls, and I mix it up. I almost always have a poll on mine, and then I do the swipe ups, and I do get swipe ups, but I get more votes. Probably because they're accidental. I don't know. But I get poll votes, and I love that because it gives me people to message. And then if I don't have enough to message, I go through who viewed my polls. I really like that. And I do more of that than my followers, because the follower thing kind of overwhelms me, because I'm like, okay, I have like 12,000 followers, probably like 10,000 are at Works distributors. I don't know, you know? And so like the follower things, but I love who views it. So I will go through my views, because I know they're actively seeing it, and I'll message those. So anyways, so I would say host to post to bring in volume. I would say for sure, get those polls up, utilize your stories. I would say go live. Almost every time I go live on Facebook, and I know Facebook's kind of probably, I don't know if only like the 30-year-olds use it, but like every time I go live on Facebook, I sign somebody talking about products, or I'll do a little live Facebook party in my kitchen, or have my kids mix the greens, whatever. So that's big. But here's my thing. What are you good at, and how do you sign people? And let me tell you what I think the biggest mistake people make is you don't teach your team to do what you're doing. That's awesome if Nicole can sign 30 customers, but like, wouldn't it be so much better if she can sign 30 and teach Christy to sign 30, and Megan can sign 30, and Nicole can sign 30, and Leah can sign 30? Like that to me. So I have always, I built my business hugely on duplication. And I'll be honest with you guys, I am so not a mass enroller. Like the most I mass enroll is if there's a promotion, because I'm super consistent. I have not posted for 4 years. So if there's a promotion, I'm going to sign 15 people for the whatever deal we just had. You know, I'm going to sign 30, 40 people with a $20 thing. But on a normal month, you want to know what I sign? My goal is always to double my steps to success. I normally go for 60 T's and like 8 LCs. And that's how I built my business. Now, do I want to enroll more? Sure. But can you go ambassador in 18 months doing your steps to success? Yeah, I have. Can you be top 10 in the company for 3 years in a row? Yeah, I have. You know, I mean, hopefully I stay top. I know what my checks are. It's literally been based off of I'm like a steps to success person, but I try to double it. I've always I don't want to do it once, but you know what I'm super good at? Teaching my team to do what I do. Of the DTs I signed, of the 15 I signed last month or this month, it's sleep deprivation. I'm telling you, I'm normally way more on it. You know, I have 4 that have already earned their $150 shopping spree. Over half of them are already Fast Start qualified. I didn't place those LCs. They signed them. I told you, my goal is 8 LCs every month. You know, I'm 15's a great month. And go for more. Whenever someone tells me gosh, if you I have a girl that she out enrolls, and she's like, am I enrolling too many? I'm like, girlfriend, no, enroll what I will enroll what you can enroll. But I'm just saying, the way I've ran my business, I've always done my steps of success, doubled them, but I'm really great at teaching people to do that. So when you're going to promote, how did I get there? I worked with my team. I have my top 10. My leaders know I'm always like, I should be able to say, Nicole, who are your babies this month? Like if Nicole was on my team, I'd be like, who are your babies? And she better be able to name her 10 babies because she's pushing for ambassador this month and better have those 10 crucial people that she's linked arms working with. And so that's my thing. I take my charts, I highlight, like I went ambassador, took my husband presidential, took my 2.0 to triple. So it's like, I've gone those ranks, did it multiple times, and it's always linking arms, working with those people, teaching them to do what I'm doing. That's great if you're the all-star on your team, but you kind of don't want to be the all-star on your team. You kind of want like everyone to be a starter, them all to be an all-star. So that to me is the biggest part, is making sure that they're all doing what you're doing.
So talk to me about when you sign up a new distributor. You say you take it slow, but what do you do? Okay, they sign up, they're like, text you, all done. Do you tag them in videos? What do you do with them?
Okay, so everybody, like, this is probably like a controversial thing, what people do. I do have to put people in a group message. And so like I have like my October rock stars, my September, I signed 2 distributors in September. So that is a little pathetic group that has now merged with October. But see, you cannot sign a ton of people still and make a lot of money, like, because it's always different. But, I've got October, September, whatever. August, not such a great month. July and June are combined. April was incredible. We have 2 groups, so whatever. So I have my monthly rockstar groups. And if they're new distributors, I put them in that. That way, and I still get very individual with them. But that way I like make videos, like tonight is a power hour. They don't know what the heck a power hour is. So like earlier I went live, okay girls, tonight's our team power hour. This is what you do, and I make videos. So like that's one part of it. But the second they join, I say, great, I've got an awesome first post for you. And I give them a cleanse post. I used to do announce your journey. I joined at work, So if you don't want to say the name of the company and make it more mysterious, whatever, like I just said the name, but everyone's different. But I used to do that first. Now that comes later. I say, no, let's put the cleanse post of who's looking to lose, whatever. I mean, I could read you what it is because I give it to them. But, and you guys have seen those. Let's see. The one I give verbatim says.
I do the same thing. Like I used to have all my girls do the I'm so excited I joined kind of thing. And then there's a ton of new people on here. So like you can get backlash from that. Just one friend from high school that really doesn't mean anything in your life anymore might text you and be like, I can't believe you're doing this. And that might get to a new person like right away, where you post a before and after picture or a cleanse post and they're getting comments and like, that's so exciting.
Yeah, and that's what we do. So like I have them all. Now does everyone post it? No. And do I have like a couple girls that are like, well, I really want to try their apps first. And I'm like, that's fine, hon. But do you like go to a restaurant and try everything on the menu before you recommend it? And you're like, no. Yeah, like you don't have to try everything before you recommend it. Like it's kind of a fat. Greens have, 30 fruits and veggies, 50 superfoods, detoxify, alkalize, balance pH. Like you don't have to try it to know it does it. That's what it does, But I respect everyone goes different. But I give them the cleanse post. And mine is, I'm looking for 5 models to try my 2-day cleanse. It's natural, gentle, aloe-based cleanse. You can eat while you're on it. The average person holds 5 to 20 pounds of toxic sludge in their system. Let's cleanse out. If you're trying to drop a few pounds, clear your toxins naturally, let me know. And then the next message is, hey girl, it's our cleanse. It's normally $65 a month. My discount's $36 a month as my tester, blah, blah, blah. Like, so, I can send you the words, but like, we just do something like that. And I've got a cleanse, I've got a keto coffee and a hair, skin, and nails. And I think they're all 3 great, same sort of thing. And so I get them to post that. So like that's step 1. They're also added in a message group. And I put them on my team page. Some people wait to add on a team page. I just stick them on there, put them in the message group, and I give them the cleanse post, and that's kind of like the basics. And then the second somebody that I see has their 4 customers, like in my October Rockstar group, I'm not talking yet about signing distributors, but I have side messages with the girls that have already signed their 5 customers, where now I'm like, okay, girl, let's start reaching out to some of your friends and family. Like, who would you have fun doing this business with? Let's keep it simple, and then I take them to step 2.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Keep it simple. I love that you're saying that. Like, it's so easy to be so excited about this. And, when you're new, whether you're new or in it for a while, you're pumped up, and you should be pumped up, but it's so easy to throw so much at someone, even if it's not a new distributor. If it's a person you're talking to on Instagram or Facebook, a potential customer, a potential distributor, you want to tell them everything because you're so excited, guys. But I'm telling you, keeping it simple is the way to go. Like, just be just be a normal person, because if you were to get all of that information at once, the conversation is dead. There's nothing else for them to ask because you gave them everything. So I love that, keeping it simple. I feel like just listening to you talking, we already can tell why and how you keep your team so excited, because clearly 4 years in, you're still so excited. You could just tell when you talk. But do you have any ideas or tips on how to keep your team just as excited as you are 4 years in?
I'll tell you this, y'all. The pace of the leader is the pace of the pack. And to me, that just couldn't be more true of a statement. And there's times in my business I'll find myself coasting, and all of a sudden my team's coasting, and then I'll have to have a wake up moment. And it's you want your team to promote, start promoting, and they're going to do what you do, not even what you say, what you do. And so for me, it's just really big that you've got to stay close to the fire. I'm telling y'all, because my first year was obviously a huge year. First 12 months, I went presidential in that 12 months. And I just remember there was not ever a night I wasn't on the Sunday family call, or I wasn't on a show me the money call. To me, that was just that's what you do. You show up to you wouldn't go to become a teacher without getting your teaching degree. You wouldn't be a nurse without going to nursing school. How are you gonna do this business without doing the trainings and show, So that was big. And then I'll tell you all what else was big. OTOMs. Literally, Ashley Sinclair used to come to Dallas. She's from Lubbock, but she would come to Dallas and do an OTOM every other month. Can I tell you, my first year in the business, I had probably been to 6 or 7 of hers. And I would take whoever. I didn't care if I went and only one person came with me or 2 people came. I didn't care if I was going as a triple diamond, because that filled me up. And I could probably tell her stories as good as her and could say her jokes with her. And it's not they were different every month, but I showed up because I left fired up, right? And I'll tell you what, with conference coming up, y'all, if you want to hear how much your business can change, let me just say, I don't care what rank you're at right now. I remember flying to conference, okay? And I guess I would have been in the business 5 months. And the only reason I even went to conference is because my mom was well, I'm going. I was you are? She's yeah. I was well, if my mom's going, I need to go. So I went, and there were 6 of us that went, dragged my sister-in-law. I remember we're charting on the plane, and I'm a double diamond, but barely holding on, okay? And my sister-in-law was a diamond. And I remember looking at her chart and being oh my gosh, this is horrible, Stacy. In my head, literally. And I remember her Ruby had just quit. So people are going to quit. That's okay. It's just business. And literally her Ruby just quit. And I remember literally thinking, Stacy will never go double diamond. She's never going to. And I'm so glad I didn't tell her this. But I was literally this is horrible. We're doomed. I will never go triple. She is never going to get to double. I will never go triple. I cannot build another diamond. Literally looking and and her and I going, why did we chart on our way to conference? We are so discouraged now. Getting there, we are barely holding on, right? And we get to conference, and then being what is this? And it was huge, and I didn't know, spend the extra $50 to get is it premium? I don't know what it is, where you're not in the nosebleed, but of course we didn't. So we were in the very back, and it totally took me to the second day to realize, okay, just put your bracelets over your sleeve and put your hand up and just go sit in premium, because the security doesn't really check if you're just hey, and act like you know what you're doing. So finally then I could see the people. But definitely the first night I was so far back, I think the movie screen, but I was just watching, but I still got excited, and I was this is crazy, and then they had the people that were inducted to the Millionaires Club, and I was wait, that person's a millionaire? I'm telling you, the best thing you can do is see all these different people and be whoa, I can totally do this if they can do it. And I'll say it, probably someone gets to know me and they're whoa, she can be an ambassador. I surely can do this. She can't even work her TV. Her 6-year-old has to turn it on. It just gives you hope, right? The more I get to the ambassadors, the more I'm whoa, we are a hot mess group of people. And I tell my team, you guys, you can do this. And so I got to conference, and I literally went to conference, you guys, and that year conference was in February, okay? So I went to conference in February, barely a double diamond. And I'll never forget, 2 months later, in April, Pam's sending out numbers, and all of a sudden being what? I'm number 70 something, what in the world? And by June, I was at Dash. Didn't even know what that was, which was the top 75 in the company. So from February to June, I went from barely a double diamond to one of the top 75 in the company. Like that's February, I don't know, March, April, May, like 4 or 5 months. You do not know what your business can do in 4 or 5 months. Like I'm telling you. So don't look at where you are and be like, this is it. Like get to an event, get plugged in, get on the calls, get on your team's trainings, because so much can change. The biggest mistake you can make is stopping. The biggest mistake. Because I'm telling you, in 1 year, where do you want to be in 1 year? Like think of it. And if you I talk so fast. I should give you time to think of it. Where do you want to be in 1 year? If you could not think of where you want to be or what rank you want to be, you're probably not going to get there because you have to have the vision. So see yourself. Because I literally remember sitting at that conference like so far back because the Millionaires Club was like, I think the first night. So like that's before I snuck up closer. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I will never come to this event again and sit this far back. And I'm like, okay, where are the good seats? What rank do you have to be? And I remember like asking my planning, so how do you sit in like the first few rows? And at the time she's like, oh, that's like triple diamond. And I was like, okay, so I'm definitely going to be triple diamond. And then the next event was green carpet, right? And I was like, well, I got to go triple because I got to have the good seats. And then they change it to you have to be presidential for the good seats. So then I was like, crap, now I have to go presidential because I'm not sitting in the back of that arena again. So I had to go presidential. But I'll just never forget going to the first conference, sitting in the back of the room, barely a double diamond. 1 year later, I was on stage speaking on a panel, okay? Like, you just don't know what 1 year can do. Like, that was like a super aha moment for me. And so don't quit when you look at your chart and you think it will never happen. When you look at you chart one of your teammates and you think she's never going to get there, like you just have to put your head down and be like, it's not a matter of if, it's simply a matter of when, and know where you want to go and see yourself. And I think that was like what helped me. I sat at the back of the room and said, I will never sit back here again. I will sit up in the front. And I decided it and was like, I will be up at the front. And then I'll never forget seeing the people speak on stage and being like, I can do that. Like if they can do that, yeah, I can speak on stage. And the next year was speaking on stage. I'll never forget like just like seeing things. Like I always say, you just have to have that vision. You know, I remember saying like, I really want to get to know Mark and Cindy. Like, I feel like we have such like, you know, a like mind, similar hearts, like, you know, their heart for the Lord, and being like, I totally feel like Cindy and I will like be friends one day. Like, you know, like saying that. Right. And like, then, you know, not long, I don't know, whatever, one day sitting at their house on the couch with Cindy, like, and us chatting, and all of a sudden being like, I can't believe like I'm here and like this happened. But like I saw it, like, and I just like believed it. And like, so I think that's just huge.
The law of attraction. I mean, we talked as a team for 15 minutes before you got on. And that was a huge thing I was talking about, the law of attraction. You put it out there. And I love that. I feel like we're very similar. I went to my first, so I've only been to two. Mm-hmm. 2 years ago, I went as a diamond. And I said the same thing. I will never sit back here again. And of course, it's still freaking incredible, but I was like, I will be down there. And I went to the next conference as VIP. So I was down at the bottom.
Yeah.
And again, this year, well, when I was there, I'm like, I can't wait. Next year, I'm going to be on stage. And I mean, obviously it hasn't come yet, but I'm sure it's going to. It's definitely going to. So, you know, I just feel I love that because, guys, it's so true. And I said, I used to think it was crazy. I used to be like, that is such BS. Like, that's not how the world works. It just, things happen. I'm like, no, you put it out there and that's what's going to happen. I swear it's so true. If you tell yourself you suck at this, you're never signing customers, you're never signing distributors, that's exactly what's going to happen. You tell yourself you're great, you deserve this, there's a line of customers waiting at your door, ringing your bell, that's what's going to happen.
Absolutely. No.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing. Yep.
All right. Okay, just a few more things. So you're obviously a very busy mom. Tell us some time management tips because we're full of college students that are still working.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'll tell you. I remember at the beginning just deciding. So if you just signed up, like, you know, I don't want you to think like, oh my gosh, I've got to, you know, message like 500 people a day. I have to do it. You know, I remember when I first joined, I was like, I am going to give this something every day. Like, and that's what I had decided. I was like, I'm not going to let a day go by that I don't do something. Like if that one thing is that I blitz someone, that's the thing I did. If that one thing was I got my post up, that's what I did. Like I'm not going to not do something every day. So I decided that like super early on. And then I quickly learned, okay, if I treat this business like a part-time job, I'll get paid like it's a part-time job. If I treat this business like a hobby, it's going to pay me like a hobby. If I treat this business like a once a week babysitting job, I'm going to get paid like it's a once a week babysitting job. If I treat this like a career, I'm going to get paid like it's a career. And so it is building a business. And John and I had looked into opening like a children's boutique at one point when I was trying to think, what could I do with the kids and make money? And we looked into taking out a small business loan and starting, a brick and mortar store. And I just remember thinking, or not thinking, him telling me, with all these papers and graphs, like we're going to be in the red for the first year till you start to be in the pot. So I understood like business. So that's what made me think I'm giving this a year. And I didn't even expect to make money. And I had a running list on my phone of every expense, the website and auto ship. I wouldn't buy a shirt till I had made X amount. Like I literally was like, I will not lose money. Like I treat, and I had all this stuff. And at the beginning, guess what? I worked more than I was making. That's okay, because eventually what was I doing? I was investing. I wasn't sacrificing, because you don't get sacrifices back. I was investing. I was building.
Love that.
I eventually ended up making so much more. So at the beginning, guess what? You're going to work more than you get paid. I remember John totaling the hours I was working and was like, Sheri, you're probably making $2 an hour, babe. And it's like, you know what? Yeah. But now I don't know what I make an hour, but it's like a lot. And so like that happened though, because I worked it and I built it. Okay. And so that's kind of like, rabbit trailing, but basically, so now what is it I do a day? I do my team. I'm super big on core 4, and I've got like a 6 list as well. And I've got like a checklist of like things like I try to do, but like a core 4, like what are those things that you like non-negotiables have to do every day? And for me, it's like you post. If you can pee, you can post. Like I literally post the best on the toilet. Like if you can pee, you can post. Okay. Even if you're holding a baby. So you post daily, and everyone's different. Maybe your posts are, I don't know what everyone posts. Like, maybe you post 3 times on Facebook, morning, noon, and night, and you post once on your Instagram or twice on your Instagram, and then your stories, like whatever. Pick what you do. I tell my team, you at least want to have a business post, like something about it works, and then something I think that's like not about it works, because people say yes to you before the business. So I'm really big on what is it like you want to represent? Like what are those things you want to be your brand? So I do post something it works on my Facebook, and then something like not it works. And sometimes it's hard because like I still want to add it works into everything, and I might like drip it in, but I still know that like I don't, like people are saying yes to me. Like people will tell me like, I started following you because of your house. I started following you because of your girls, or, so like, I think that you want to connect with somebody, and then they start seeing like your business stuff too. So anyways, so you got to post, and then you've got to message. If I just waited for every person to come to me, I would not be an ambassador. I remember trying to think about it at one point, thinking, because I heard somebody do this training, and it was like all about like attraction marketing, which I get. I think your posting is attraction marketing, but like it was, and everyone's different. But this person was saying they don't message. And I was like, wait, okay. If I didn't ask or message, and I started going through my leaders, I'm like, I guess I might be a double diamond. Maybe I could have got to double, but I would not have been an ambassador with a 2.0 at triple. So like
I would be nowhere without messaging.
Yeah. So like, I'm like, I don't know what you do. And like, I respect everyone does their business different, but for me, like messaging is huge. It's putting the ask out there. If someone hadn't asked me, I wouldn't be in the business. Right. And so I post, I message, and everybody's different. So like, I have people ask me all the time, like, what do you message for? If I think somebody would do great at the business, I do message and ask them to be a distributor, if I, and some people only message product messages. So it's just whatever you want to do, but you want to get those messages out there. So for me, I always have product polls. So I'm messaging about the product, especially when I sign distributors, I'm sending messages, asking if somebody wants to try something. But then I also say like, girl, like especially if I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I would be like friends with that mom in real life, right? So I'll be like, okay, like I think your feed is so cute. Like I love your girls. I keep thinking you would do so great at this business I do. Like, are you all open to extra income? ? And I send that kind of thing about the business, and it's to people I'm following, or they're following me, or we're liking each other's stuff. And I do ask them. And it's interesting because when I sign distributors, sometimes I go back and see. And most of the time it's because I either message them to be like a product model, or they voted on a poll, or I had asked them to join the business. And they may not join right away, but like that was the majority of my $45 DTs that joined. It had all started with something like that. So you post, you message, and then you follow up, because that was the other thing. When it came to the $45 deal, I didn't even get a chance to message new people about the business. I opened up my binder that is like, it would like give you hope if you saw my binder. Oh, it might be right here. Like literally here. Like literally. Well, this is how I keep track of my fast starts. I handwrite it and give checks when people get LCs. I'm like,
I actually like handwriting it too.
I'm like, this is like how I keep track of what do I need for going presidential 2.0.
But I have a really nice laid out thing that Celeste made. So if you want me to send it to you, you might like it more than that.
You know what? I know. I really probably should do something like that. I'm like, so here was like my fast starts last few months. You know, I just keep that. But that's how basically I thought I feel super organized because John made me these. And so this is how I'm supposed to keep track of my potentials now because I used to do crazy things. So now at least it says like date, name, social handle, interest. But I have sheets of these, right? And so I literally followed up with these people, and that's how I sign people. Like I follow up with people. So you post, you message, you follow up. And then the fourth one, so these are the core four: post, message, follow up. Fourth one's expand your network. You don't want to be posting to the same 200 people. I had this one girl on my team that had joined a couple months ago, and she's on everything. She's like adorable. Like she posts, she does like these lives. And I went in to check her, like, how is Erica doing? Literally, Erica had signed 3 LCs. And I was like, no, something's wrong. Crap, I should have caught this. Like, and I'm like, how has she signed just like 3 LCs? She's been in like 2 months posting on everything. I'm like, Erica, tell me, like, what's your day like, girlfriend? Like we got to talk about this. She's like, I mean, like I post, I send out messages, you know, and I'm like, and you're following up? She's like, yeah. And then I look and I go, okay, hon, you have 210 Facebook friends. Did you have 210 when you joined? Like, are you adding? She's like, no. I'm like, no, there's a problem. Like you are posting the same 210, which I don't think she's gone through all 210 and message them, which she can. But I was like, we've got to expand your network. And I go to her Instagram, totally cute, same colors on all her pictures, you know, got her Insta stories. I'm like, okay, why do you have 150 Instagram friends? Like, we got to follow. Like, this is our problem. And so literally, if your business is not growing, I can almost guarantee you're either not posting, you're not messaging, you're not following up, or you're not expanding your network. Because if you're doing all 4, your business is going to grow. Now, maybe Nicole can message 30 people and sign 5 LCs, and you might have to message 100 people. Unfortunately, our ratios are different. They are different. And that has to do with how long you've been in the business. That has to do with how big your network is. That has to do with, you know, things like that. So you do have to figure out your ratio, unfortunately. And, you know, when I first joined on Facebook, I could post about a product and I pretty much signed it up to like that. Now I post about a product and I probably have like 4 likes, and one of them is John, and it's because I got on his phone and liked my own photo from his phone. But, you know, so we've got to figure out the ratios. But I'm telling you, if you post, you message, you follow up, you expand your network, that's what I do every single day. Like, it's so easy to do. And then there's days like I'm on it and maybe I have like a couple power hours, or I decide to go through and wish everyone a happy birthday, or I give people some comments and I interact more. And so there's days I do even more, but those to me are the 4 non-negotiables.
Love it. You answered that. Oh, I love this. Again, you're clearly very excited. Talk to me about, like, if you ever get in a funk, when you do, how do you get out of it? How do you manage?
Yeah, I mean, this business, y'all, it is 80% mental. I was talking to a Double Diamond today on my team, and she told me I have not had somebody promote in over a year. And she's like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. You know, I just feel like everyone that joins me, like, no one takes off, everybody quits. And like, as she was listing all the things, I'm like, that's why. Like, you just sit there and said, everyone joins, no one takes off, nobody's promoting, like, there's no excitement. Like, no, like, when you're excited, your team's excited. Wait, ask me the question again, Nicole.
When you get in a funk, how do you get out?
Okay. And so I'll tell you, we're all going to get in funks. Literally, I always butcher quotes. If you get to know me, I always butcher quotes. I always like say things like, I was telling a story to my team. Wait, is a heifer a pig or a cow?
I don't really know. I just think of it like a large
story one. And Courtney Lavey did this really great story one conference or something, and like was talking about the heifer. And then I tried relating it to my team, but I think I called the heifer a pig, but it's a cow, or I called it a cow. Anyway, so I always mess up the stuff. Oh, it's a cow. So I was thinking it was a pig. So yeah, so I mess up stuff, but I think it's 8 inches from ear to ear. I don't know. It could be 12. I think Mark said it's 8. And the biggest battle you'll face, like he says, is the 8 inches between your ears, or whatever is the normal number, the inches between your ears. And it's so true. And Mark said that before, and I think it's like beyond true. It's the battlefield of the mind. Okay. And so I do think it's mental, and that's why you've got to do whatever to you is self-development. Maybe your self-development is, reading like all the network marketing books. Maybe you listen to audio. Maybe it's getting in your Bible or your devotion, or like I have to play worship music to like every morning so I don't strangle my kids. Like whatever it is that you have to do, like that's what you do. So I think that's huge. Like just being in that good mindset, and then knowing that you're going to constantly have a battlefield of the mind. And I believe it's because the enemy is going to always try to mess with you. I mean, like we're always under attack. It's like you're under attack because there's great things to come. And I believe that the attacks in our life have more to become with our future than maybe who we are right now. So you're being attacked right now, maybe not because of anything now, but because of what he knows is going to happen. I know the better I do in this business, the bigger my platform, the more people I can reach for the kingdom of God, right? Like the enemy doesn't want that to happen. And so I do believe we have attacks on our lives that we're going to always face. And so what we have to do is we have to take those lies and replace them with truths, right? And so you've got to take the thought captive and say, no, that is not from God, because my Bible says I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. My Bible says the Lord's going to bless what he puts in my hand, what I put my hands to, right? My Bible says I'm a daughter of the king, right? Like an heir to the throne, like a child of royal lineage. And so like, I think it's constantly taking the lies, throwing them out, and replacing them with the truth, and being aware of those. So the second you feel like you're a one-hit wonder, you say, that's not true. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. The second you feel like, my time has passed, or I can't sign anybody, you go, nope, I can sign people, and I think that's just huge. And I'll be honest, I was kind of, I guess, I don't know if you would call it a funk or what, but, pregnant, it's pregnant. That's funk, and, especially like, yeah, you definitely can get pregnant on birth control. His name's John Juve. He's in the other room. So even if you feel like you're old in your mid-30s, you can still get pregnant, guys. So just beware. But yeah, so I remember Mark announcing the rank up bonuses, okay? And we're sitting on the bed, Mark announces them. And I was like, aw. And John was out of town. And I was like, that's super cool for my team. Like, who's going to get a rank up bonus? Like, I'm so happy for them. And like, that's what I thought. And I'll never forget John calling me. He's like, babe, that's so awesome. Like, you're going to go triple 2.0. And I was like, oh, honey, you still don't know how to chart, And I was like, John, babe, that would require a whole new diamond leg. Like, I can't go triple this month. Like, cause he's like, you're going to go triple 2.0. And it was awesome. And he had that belief in me, but I was like, honey, I need 24 DTs. Like, I need 24 DTs. Like, I mean, I did have a double, and a diamond. No, I had a double, not quite a diamond. I had an emerald, a double and an emerald. And then like nothing. A diamond that had canceled. It was all her family quit, blah, blah, like it was gone. So I was like, no, I'm nowhere near it. Like, and I remember he's like, well, so you're not going to go for it? And I was like, I mean, it's just not close. And then he's like, I know, but don't you always tell your team, like set that goal and like go for it. And if it doesn't happen, you're that much closer. And so he starts saying to me what I say to the team. And I was like, ouch. He's like, I mean, how can you not go for it? Like, I think you should just go for it. Like, I go, I don't have a diamond. He goes, the next DT you sign, keep her in your top line and like go triple. And I'm like, okay, you're pissing me off. You left me pregnant with 2 kids already and you're on a work trip. And so now you're going to tell me this. But I remember hanging up and going, SheriLyn, what happened to you? Like, you were such a visionary. Like, you were the one that sat there and said, you're getting a $10,000 bonus when you're an executive in people's living rooms at a wrap party, right? And so I was like, I've got to go for it. And so literally the next distributor I signed, I put her in my top line. I was like, okay, I'm going triple 2.0 this month. And it was so far and nowhere near. But you know what happened? That month ended. And guess what? That girl I had kept in my top line not only was she built for diamond, but she promoted to emerald in 1 month. That other diamond under me that I needed that was emerald, guess what? It went diamond. What happened different? When Madison joined me, I didn't build, like, I already told you the number of DTs I enroll, okay? Believe me, my 8 DTs didn't build her, okay? But I can work with people. And so that month, when Madison signed, and I was like, girl, there's a ruby bonus. She's like, so what do I do? I'm like, your goal is to go ruby. You want that ruby bonus. There's a, $1,000 ruby bonus. She's like, okay. And I was like, but really, Madison, like, girl, forget the ruby bonus. Let's grab that. But there's also a 5,000 emerald bonus. She's like, oh, can people go emerald in a month? I was like, heck yeah, they can. And that's what I told her. And guess what? Madison signed to go Carly. I go, Carly, you're going to go ruby this month. That's what we do. We go ruby in 1 month and you get that bonus. She's like, okay. They did. Because I told them. I believed it for them. So when you sign a distributor, make sure, are you casting that vision, right? Are you telling them, girl, like, let's get you your LCs. Guess what? Let's get you your 5 LCs. What's next? You're going ruby this month. Let's do this. Like, we're going ruby. Like, we're going, and I had to, like, believe it for them. And because that happened, I didn't go triple that month, but I was super doggone close. And the next month, Mark extended the bonus. And I went triple the next month. I had been at double diamond 2.0 for a solid year. Yet all of a sudden, I decided to change my mindset and believe that I could. I decided to change my mindset and start believing it for my team, and it happened. So that, when you're in a funk, you just have to take those negative thoughts captive and say, that's not true, and give yourself a new vision. What do you want this month? What's the worst case that happens? You don't get there? That's okay. You really are that much closer. So you hit it the next month. Like, who cares? You got to go for it. So that's what I would say, is just remove any of the negative, the lies, and fill them with the truth.
Love it. And guys, I mean, we say that all the time. When I've been hearing from a lot of people, like, they feel discouraged. They're not signing people, whether they're new or not, like, not signing people right away and stuff. And I'm just like, you got to change that mindset, because you are literally just, you don't think it's true. But when you say that, first of all, you're putting it out there, but then your work ethic is just different, because you're like, well, I can't sign them, so why work as hard? Mm-hmm. So, guys, you just gotta, what she said, get the negative thoughts out of there, and just know that I'm no one special, SheriLyn's no one special, all the top leaders are no one special, and you can all do this, and we all weren't on The Bachelor and Famous.
Exactly. No one puts my baby's birth in People magazine.
Yes, exactly. So you can all be exactly where whoever your top leader is that you love the most, you could be in their shoes for sure.
Yes.
So I think that's all the questions that I have. I hear a little one screaming, so we will let you go.
I'm like, it's all 8:48. He's got another hour of fussy time.
Another hour of cussing John out.
I know. Oh, well.
Alrighty.
No, I would just say the last thing I would just say is, so decide this month, what are you going to do? What's your goal? Because when you don't have a goal, you're not going to accidentally go executive. You won't accidentally go diamond. I never accidentally hit a rank, right? Every month that I hit a rank, it was on the mirror with a dry erase board in my bathroom. It was because I had decided that that's what was going to happen. It never, ever accidentally happened. So whether your goal is your 5 loyal customers, your goal is executive, your goal is Ruby, you need to have I always tell my team, what is your rank goal that you're going for? And then get specific with how many distributors are you going to sign? How many customers are you going to sign? I mean, and honestly, saying it, like I said, like, oh, well, I'm going to sign 15 distributors with this promotion, because in my head, I always do great with promotions because I'm consistent and I sign 15. I probably need to start telling myself I'm going to sign 15 every month, and I probably would, right? And so just decide this month, like, what is your goal specifically for customers and distributors, and what is your goal rank-wise? Because without vision, the people perish and you have nowhere to go, and you steer where you stare. You steer where you stare. I think that's how that one goes. And so, like, fix your eyes on it and go for it. And I believe in you guys, and y'all can do it.
And I mean, she said it a million times, but guys, consistency, posting. I mean, she said she hasn't missed one day in 4 years, guys. Posting is your open sign. If you are not sharing what you're doing, people don't know. So consistency is so important. I have also never missed a day of posting. And the other day it was like 9:30 at night, and I was like, literally panicked because I hadn't posted yet today. So once you guys get into that groove, it's just something that, like, I love posting. It's just something that comes to you. So Just make sure you're staying consistent, guys, because people are watching.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Love
Thank
y'all.
you so much. You are great.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you. She's probably running upstairs to her son. All right, guys. Well, let me go through here. Let me see if there's any.
Hey, Nicole.
Yes.
Is this being recorded? Oh, wait, I see the record.
Yes, it is.
You know what? So I have a few people that for some reason I can't add them to the VIP group. Why?
It's because they have to accept the group request. It's a new thing through Facebook. So like it says that you can't add them, but they're really added. They're just like pending until that person approves it.
Okay, because
you know how like people were making like all these groups like other companies, and we were doing it at one point too, but adding people to a bunch of groups and people were getting frustrated with it. So Facebook made a setting that you had to accept a group request.
Okay.
So that's why it says that.
So I have to see, because a few of the people on my team I'm trying to add them, but it's good that this is being recorded. I hopped on at the end because I had like 2 conference calls back to back with people to join. So I like.
Nice. Yeah, I recorded it. I actually started a new Facebook group, YouTube channel yesterday. So I'm going to load everything onto a YouTube channel.
Okay, so send that to me so that I can send that to my group.
You got it.
Perfect. Thanks. You're the bomb.
You're welcome.
All right, Ava, say bye-bye.
Wait, well, you saying "You're the bomb" reminds me of when she made that. I think it was my birthday.
Ava?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, "You're the bomb."
You see? Because they like take advantage when I'm on these conference calls. So they like run wild and don't go to bed. So here I am. Because I had one person freaking was a different time zone. I was like, oh my God.
Hey, that's a good thing.
All right, Mama. Well, I will talk to you later. I need to lay down and lay down myself. Bye.
All right, bye. I'm looking through any of these questions. I can't wait. Oh my gosh. I hope everyone makes it to conference. It is literally the best thing ever. How exactly do you bring up the business with a potential customer? I'm sure you were probably asking SheriLyn that, but just cold messaging. She does the same thing that we do. I just did a Zoom for her team last week, and we are like the same. We do exactly the same thing. All right, guys. Anyone else have anything to say?
What's the name of the YouTube channel that you made for the Zooms and stuff?
My name on it is Nicole Hassinger. That's all I know.
Okay.
If you can look up by email, it's NicoleManzoli@AOL.com. Yes, I still use AOL. If it's not broken, don't fix it. That's candle. Megan, was that you that asked before what's a OTOM?
Yeah, someone answered it.
So that's pretty much what you're going to tomorrow.
Okay.
I think they've changed the name of it. I don't know if they're called One Team, One Missions anymore, because now it's like called It Works, Try It, I think. So basically what those events are is for you to bring potentials to it, guys. If you have been talking to someone forever and they don't know if they're serious about this or whatever, bring them to one of those One Team, One Missions. I think they're called Try-Its now. They have samples at them. They have top leaders. You have to be a triple diamond and above to host it. So it's top leaders who are going to share their stories. They're going to have other people in the room share their stories. And it's really just awesome to get together with all of these top leaders, hear their stories. And Megan, you're super lucky because the one tomorrow is being hosted by Cami Pentecost, who's our CEO's daughter. And Cami is she's huge in this, obviously in this business. You guys probably know who she is. If you don't, you should probably follow her on Facebook. It's Cami Pentecost. You could just go on and click follow. So you'll see Cami tomorrow and Mary Beth Dodd, who is also incredible. And yeah, so that's a really exciting thing. So guys, conference tickets go on sale October 14th. So not too long from now. There's always an early bird special. If you buy them when they come on sale, it always lasts like a couple of days, but conference tickets tend to sell out. They are very high demand. People are very excited to go. So with conference tickets, there's always some perks, and we won't know about them until the conference tickets get released. I do not know the dates. I tried to get them out of people who are high up in the company and like working for corporate, but no one will spill the beans and no one will tell me. But usually it is the beginning of February. I know last year it was like the last day of January and then the first couple of days of February. So hope to see you all there. We are going to be doing these every single Monday at 8:30. Same thing. We're going to talk for 15 minutes and we'll get another top leader on. My plan is to usually end this around 9:45. SheriLyn is incredible and just had a lot of tips. So we're a little later than that, but yeah, see you guys next Monday. Oh, and tomorrow we're doing a Zoom like this with Lindsay, Triple Diamond, Emily, Presidential Diamond, Stacy, Double Diamond, and Sasha, Presidential Diamond. So they're just going to share their stories. It's so important to get on those because you might find that person that you relate to. And, you know, you can find that one person that really just you click with and you go follow them on Instagram, and that right there might be your person that makes you take off. So see you guys tomorrow on the Zoom. And if not, well, not if not, because you all should be on. But see you guys next Monday too. Love you all.